deck that I wanted to show off because it's a deck that I've kind of always wanted to build. When I was really little, I had a XYZ-Dragon cannon that could come apart and go back together, and I remember it so vividly, and like just ever since then, XYZ-Dragon cannon has always been one of my favorite monsters in the entire game. I love the Union mechanic. If you know me, down at my locals, I've been playing the ABC deck forever. I used to play A2Z back when the structure deck first came out, and I finally assembled all the cards I needed to build XYZ Turbo. I use the term XYZ Turbo kind of loosely, but you'll see what I mean when we get into this deck. This deck is not good at all. This deck is not competitively viable. This is just a really fun deck I've made since I've been playing a lot of Duel Links where XYZ is a lot more viable, and I saw this more as an opportunity to kind of build what I like to call my legendary deck. If I had a legendary deck and they were going to be like, okay, what's your legendary deck? What are we putting in the box? This is probably what I would say. Put this in the box. I know that we're called Invoked 101, but this is my this is one of my favorite monsters, and it just has so much that I love. Light Machine is probably my favorite typing in the entire game. So we're just gonna jump right into the monsters, and I'll show off all the cards and choices and whatnot when we get to them. So let's zoom in a little bit. So the first card we have is 3 X-Head Cannon. I only have the 1 super, but yeah, 3 X-Head Cannon. Very rad, just simple vanilla. So yeah, so 3X, there we go. 3Y, again, only the 1 super. Am I actually able to fit? Nah, there we go, now I am. And 3Z, again, only the 1 super. But yeah, you just kind of need them. Gives 600, gives 400, I believe. And they equip to X-Head, and you just need them for this deck to function. So yeah, 3X, 3Y, and 3Z, because they're necessary. Also, some of mine are see-through, so they look really nice. The cards I'm actually really excited that are getting Ultras are V and W. Just 1 copy each. You don't really need more in this deck. They're in here because we can make the other guy, so my thought process was why not put him in here and fill up some slots, especially since I don't have spare gadgets. The next guy we're running is actually extremely useful for this deck. 3 Machina Fortress. Discard him along with, these guys, and you get yourself a free 2500 beater, but since all this stuff is unions, you can actually equip stuff to him, and since most of these are just like equip it to a machine, you can equip things to him and make him a little bit beefier for the most part, or give him like different kinds of protection, so that's nice too. For the next union we're running, this is one of the cards I actually used to equip to him. 3, who is this heavy mech support platform. Very cool. We're also running 1 heavy mech support armor, just because. Can this equip to any machine as well? Target a union in your graveyard, special summon it, target a machine monster. Yeah. So we're running this because this can also revive a union monster from our graveyard, which is really nice. You normal summon it, it revives a union, and then you can either equip it to it or or just leave it on the board. It does only have, both of these only do have 500, so most of the time you're going to be summoning these off frontline base. But yeah, really nice card. This gives a monster 500 attack, so that's really nice too. Also, almost every monster in this deck is a machine, so. For our last 2 cards, we're running 1 copy of Oil Man and 1 copy of Summoner Monk. I actually don't know what Oil Man does. If the equipped monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle, draw a card. So that's cool. So it lets you draw cards. And then Summoner Monk summons a level 4. Probably to get out like a last union piece. And that's it for the monsters. I believe it's 20 monsters and then 20 spells and traps. If I recall, it's very cut and dry. So anyway, let's go to the spells. 3 copies of Frontline Base. Very good card to help us summon out the unions. You want to see it pretty early in game to make sure you don't brick. 3 copies of Painful Decision. This will help you get out your X-Head Cannon. And zoom out a little bit again because we got a third copy of a card. And here's kind of where the Duel Link starts to come in. 3 copies of enemy controller. Very nice. Just to help stop your stuff. Again, this deck is not very good. It's very Duel Links inspired. But yeah, 3 copies of enemy controller. And that's it for our 3 ofs in the spells. We are also running, whoa, there we go. For our 2 ofs, we're running 2 copies of Unexpected Die. This is the summon V, this is the summon X, usually X. Iron Call, usually this is just to summon back one of the dead guys and quickly make XYZ, or who's the good one is XZ, I believe. So yeah, that's really good to use. So that's it for the 2-piece, not the 2-piece, the 2 ofs, and then for our 1 ofs, 1 copy of limit removal because everything's a machine, 1 copy of Fusion Tag so that way we don't need all the proper materials, and 1 Monster Reborn for a little bit more revival. Very nice, very simple. This deck is really simple. Really simple. All right, so going into the traps, we only run 4 traps. 2 Union Scramble. This is because getting back all 3 of our pieces is really nice. And also banishing it from the graveyard to recover a banished piece, also very nice. So then we run 1 Painful Escape. This is kind of to tag out our level 4 machines with someone else in a weird way. But what's really cool with this is you can use this in combination with our other 1 of, which is Rollout, to tribute tribute a W to search V, summon V, activate Rollout, and then equip V to W. So that's kind of cool. You can use this to equip dead guys to your old guys, which is the only reason that we're running that. And yeah, that's it for the main deck. Again, this deck is super simple. Very straightforward strategy. Going into the extra deck, we run 3 copies of XYZ-Dragon Cannon. I run all 3 arts because I really like XYZ-Dragon Cannon. Very nice, can't wait for this to get hollowed. So yeah, then for our other cards, we're running 1 copy of XY, 1 copy of XZ, and 1 copy of YZ Tank Cannon. I wish I had the matching Magician's Force XYZ-Dragon Cannon, but the secret will do. Then we play 1 VW Tiger Catapult. Can't wait for this to get ultraed, so that way they're all in hollow. And then since we're running XYZ and VW, might as well throw in the VW Dragon Catapult Cannon as well. There was a polymerization in this deck at one point, which is why First of Dragons is in here. But other than that, there's really no purpose for him to be in there. So yeah, that's the explanation for that. Then for our Xyz monsters, because we can run some Xyz monsters, running 1 Gear Gigant X to search out some pieces, 1 Tsukiyomi, just for the fact that most of these guys are lights, and 1 Korrigan, the Anti-Luminescent Knight. And that's it. That's it for the deck. Again, this deck is super simple. This deck is not complicated at all. It has a very straightforward goal, and it really only exists just to make me happy. If you remember the Naturia plant deck that my girlfriend plays, I kind of built this recently as like a pseudo companion piece to it, so that way we would both have a really bad deck to play. Although I think we need to upgrade hers a little bit. But yeah, this has been my XYZ Dragon Cannon deck, the Nods Legendary deck, the whatever you want to call it. I think this deck is super rad, and I'm super happy to actually be able to play a deck based around my childhood favorite monster. I just wanted to put in here real quick, if there's anything about this deck I could change, if I could change anything about this deck, I'd put in probably 2 gold, 2 silver. I don't really have those on hand, and I think I would maybe put in 1 copy of A, B, and C, probably that, but I definitely put in more copies of, where is he? The one guy, this guy, I definitely put in more of him if I knew where the other copies I had of him were, but sadly I do not. So anyways, but yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.